Welcome to Living Magically. I'm your host, Michelle Orwick, and this is actually the Black Moon in Capricorn, which is a new moon. And so let's get right into it. It just happened, and we are in this shifting transformation energy this week. So happy dark moon, which is now becoming a new moon. And we call it a black moon because it is the second new moon in a calendar month. What I love about it when it happens in December is that this gives you the new moon right as we're going into New Year. So it's a new moon, but it's also this right before New Year's energy. And I absolutely adore it when it comes so close to New Year's Eve and the new year. It's setting us up to feel like we're getting a new beginning. And this is going to be a year of transformation by far. I see as we're ending the karmic 8 year, which is a cycling year. You probably felt a lot of karmic cycles coming to a close in 2024. And so I will say that ritualizing the close of this year is super important. And it's interesting because I've seen that across the board. I've seen a lot of offerings to ritualize, do sound healings or breath work or anything that is going to help you close down and embody what you've learned, embody what you are experiencing. And that is such a wonderful factor that is coming in this season. We have sort of ended on a really powerful note because we had Chiron, the wounded healer. Some call it the shaman of the zodiac, but the wounded healer coming into the direct motion after being retrograde for 6 months. We've all been going inward to see what it is to be within yourself, what it is to grow within your heart, what it is to experience shift and change. And when we come into a 9 year, it is a year of transformation and transition. So 8 being a karmic year, a reap what you sow year. So anything you put out comes back, both good and bad. And I think a lot of people, while it was a challenging year, did receive some solid ground on what they've built. And we're going to be taking that building block to the next level. We're going to be closing chapters, both personally and socially and karmically and all those things in the next year. So how is that going to work for us? Well, first off, I want to just remind you, Mars, which is all about our outward interactions and emotions with people, is still going to be direct all the way to the end of February. So please be careful with how you say things. You cannot take them back. And yet it is all about taking action on that and motion on those things that you do need to do, do need to say. Take it and align with what is right for you. But make sure that when you're taking that stand for yourself, you're not creating a lot of emotional fallout by maybe expressing it just a little too dramatically. It's better to retract when you want to say something that isn't very nice. Make sure you've really taken a few minutes to think about what you want to say and how you want to say it. Now, by all means, I really do think you need to speak your truth here. But this is kind of that spot where you have to be careful in speaking your truth versus speaking your truth, even if it's like aggressive and mean. You can speak your truth in a way that is kind and expressive, because we're going to see a lot of cutting ties here. We're going to see a lot of, if it is not serving you right now, it's okay and necessary to end something. So we're going to see a lot of people shifting positions in their work, maybe just changing within their own organization. You might be changing what you do if you're self-employed. You might be working in a different manner. If you are working with other people, maybe we communicate what roles need to be taken and changing that. But you're going to see people just like leaving one entire career and changing another career. Now, one of my favorite astrologers did say something that I think is very important. We are going into a change cycle, a transformation cycle. We'll be going into the year of the snake. And so it's the wood snake. And when we do that, we're going to see people shedding their skin, but we're also going to see, possibly with this, a lot of people having the meltdown, having the burnt down, and essentially a collective dark night of the soul may happen in 2025. Here's what I'm going to say to you, my dear friends that are watching this video. We have already done the work. If you are the healer, if you are the person who has been doing this kind of work for a long time, you've had your dark night of the soul, so you can be prepared to anchor the consciousness of the bigger collective that is looking for this transformation. So your transformation may be to be leader instead of have the dark night of the soul. How do you express yourself and step up in your position? How are you going to anchor the peace? How are you going to anchor New Earth into this planet? So remember, just because everyone around you is going, find your center, find your alignment, find your coherence. Because when you're coming from a coherent brain heart, that's how we manifest. When you come from a coherent brain heart, and with this Chiron in Aries now, we're talking about being in alignment with the I am expression, especially because we're going to be having some nodal changes in a few months, and that's going to really push us into being in alignment with the I am presence. And this means, yes, we want partnership. Yes, we want companionship. Yes, we want to be part of the collective, but it starts inside your own heart. And that's what starts here today with this new moon, and all week with new moon, New Year's, and the beginning of this astrological season and year season. So this is a double whammy. It's the second new moon in the same month. And a lot of times we release on a new moon. And in this case, I'm going to say it is one of those where you release and you realign and you calibrate, and then you create from that space. It's going to be really a good year for starting a new aligned practice. And I'm going to say, for a lot of people, it's this New Year's new practice isn't actually going to be new practices. It's probably going to be all the things you know you need to do anyway, and you're getting stabilized, because Capricorn is a stabilizer. It's stabilizing the good habits. You know what to do. You know what you need to do. So I'm going to say this time frame right here is about stabilizing and habit stacking and creating consistency. And the loving thing we should do for each other is support each other in this year of change and transformation. It's a 9, which is endings and beginnings. It's about completion. It's about the word complete, which is also the word whole. I'm finished. I'm complete. I don't need to become something else. But in that, we're aligning to who we really are. And so a lot of people are refining our magic, refining our creativity, refining that self-actualization. And that's what I would be leaning into. And of course, if you're watching this live, today is one of those fabulous days where you can really get into the energy, because we have that new moon and we have that opportunity to really get and set clear intentions. We just have this beautiful manifestation sheet for my witch school that Marissa made. And so I've got a crystal grid right here. I'm using citrine and lapis, beautiful citrine crystals and lapis, so that because I'm going to be working with my throat chakra a lot this year. And so it's the will, the solar energy of the return of the sun, and working with the return of the light, and the energy of finding the light, liquid divine light within us. That's this new moon energy. And it's a portal coming. We have the 1/1 portal coming up on Wednesday. And so we really have the ability to new moon it all week long. So if you haven't signed up and you're watching this video, might be too late. But if you're watching it live, there's still a chance to get onto my new moon, New Year's retreat, which is happening at 7 o'clock tonight. But if you're watching this in the replay on the video in a couple of days, we're also doing a 1/1 activation. That is not free, but that is a ticket. But we are doing an activation on the 1/1 portal. So let me talk about a few things. So today, Monday night into Tuesday, release and let things go. I do it with fire. I'm going to actually be using a black candle for the letting go and a white candle for the creating and the connecting. And of course, I even have some other tricks up my sleeve, like this beautiful candle. Bayberry, we want to use the bayberry oil or a candle to go into the new year prosperity wise. Of course, there's a lot of things and rituals you can do for the new year, but this one with the new moon is a particularly potent time to do a fire ceremony, a candle ceremony, or a fire burn. A lot of people like to do a burn ceremony on New Year's Eve, or a candle ceremony on New Year's Eve. And so therefore, you would write out what you're letting go of, and you write out what you're calling in, because basically you're letting go of the old and you're calling in the new, because we're still in the dragon energy. We're still in the year of the dragon. And so burn, ignite, create in that fire. And so we've got Capricorn moon stabilizing things to build upon. We're going to be in Capricorn season at this for the next few weeks, and it's a place to build a foundation for 2025. What are you creating? What are you holding on to? And so always on 1/1, we have the 11 energy, which is transformation anyway. So we're coming into a transformation year, a 9-year, and it's the 1/1 portal. But also if you add up 1/1 and 9, it's also 11. So this particular Wednesday, this 1/1 has a big activation of that momentum. So we're burning down and letting go here, but we're also, and through New Year's Eve, but we are also really focusing from now into January 11th on what is it we're going to anchor? what is it we're going to build? What are we going to create and imagine and visualize and be and experience? So if you want to be supported in that, we have a couple ways for you to do that tonight for free. And actually, if you need a replay and you're watching this and you missed the ritual for release and let go, send me a private message and I will send you the replay. I'm happy to share the replay with you. And then we do have this activation on January 1st at, we're going to be doing that at 12:30. So we have enough time to sleep in. We're going to be doing that to activate and create that 1-1 structure, that 11 transformation, power activation of real manifestation on Wednesday. But all of this is included in Witch School. So if you're really looking to embody this year as the year of transformation and you want to be in a group setting where we meet to do activations and rituals always, we'll be getting really going with that January 11th. So these are already part of Witch School, so you could just join Witch School. And if you want to know more about it and you want a private conversation with me to see if it's the right fit, please send me a private message and I'd be happy to hop on a phone call or something and just see if Witch School is the right fit. It's not specifically the form of this is the way you do it. To me, magic is in the moments, is in the details. And the idea is that our creation of our visualization is an energy of transformation. And so when we work with the moon cycles, we work with our energy bodies, we work with getting clear on our alignment, we get clear on our vision, we manifest without a doubt, we create. So I had on my vision board a Jeep. I have a Jeep. I had on my vision board taking off to go to England and Egypt last year. I took almost 3 months off in a row last year. That was on my vision board as a sabbatical. What is it that you're intending and how do you create that with intention? It doesn't just, I hate to say it, appear. It requires you to embody a frequency. And that's what this is all about, is both learning the tools, but also doing the rituals and the embodiment and the group focus. So if that is something that you're interested in and you want to know more about it, we'll drop the link in the comment section. And or if you need more information and really want to know if it's right fit for you, let me know. All right, summing it up, you have all this week. We'll get back on here for another call at 6 o'clock on Monday next week. Actually, it may be earlier. I'm not sure. So might be changing the time of the Magic Mondays, these Living Magically lives, but I'll let you know. In the meantime, just remember that this entire week is about clear focus. Create a vision board, clear the clutter, let go of the old, close out last year and clear it out and set up a new idea for the focus. It's not about becoming so much a new you as about embodying the version of you that already is your most authentic self. That's what this year is going to be all about. And we have been given this very nice gift, especially for those who aren't going back to work until the 5th or 6th, or going back to school until like the 6th or 7th. This is an incredible time to really be the version of you that is wanting to come forward in alignment, in clarity, in truth, in focus. This is the perfect time. But to do that, we have to let go of resentment, rejection, regret, the past. We can't be the past. We have to be the version of us that already is. And that's what we're being gifted with in 2025. Not necessarily going to be easy, but absolutely going to be worth it. That's my take on 2025. And we have some new things coming for you in 2025. I'm pretty excited, actually. And I love you. I'm so grateful for all of you showing up. And we have, we've had over 1,000 views of the podcast. We've got over 1,000 people in Soul Circle on Facebook. And I can't tell you how much this means to me as a creator. It is actually my word for 2025 is to create. And somebody brought me a bracelet that actually says create. So what is your word? I want to know. Type it in the comments. Like, subscribe, and tell me your word for 2025. And with all of that, I love you. Live magically, and I'll see you again next year.